Right, what's this? Go on. What, tell them, go on, just get on with it, because I just can't believe what you just said.
What are we doing? Are we, final one?
Yeah.
Right, the last one, like I said...
No. Say the record. Say the record you played, go on.
This is, free association.
Yeah, brilliant, right.
Shadow Wood Art.
Yeah, and what did you just say to me just before this was ending? He just looked over at me and went, are there any animals without a brain?
No, but hang on a minute.
No, right. And I went, yeah, there's animals that he went, I was gonna talk about this, but it's sad. There's a lad born without a brain, and he laughs a lot, and his hearing and his sight's okay. I'll go, well, that's impossible. If he's without a brain, all that is impossible. And he went, well, it was in the magazine.
No, it was in a book that somebody sent.
Right.
And I didn't want to bring it up, because it is a bit sad, really. Now this, young lad, there's a picture of him sat there with his mum, and,
Carl!
Well,
Carl!
I forget it.
It's impossible.
Well, there must have been more to the story,
He
Carl.
can't not have a brain. Hearing and sight is a concept within the brain, that's all it is, right?
Yeah.
The ears are just receptacles, they're just, so...
But that's why it was in this book, it was a book of mysteries.
Carl, if you're reading a book and you see a photo and you guess at what you think the story might be, that doesn't make it true, that doesn't make it fact.
I looked at it, because I thought he looks like an happy lad.
Sure.
And I read about it, and I thought, that's weird. Like you've said, the fact that he hasn't got a brain, but he can see and he can hear.
No! Impossible!
Well,
impossible.
Okay.
Go on. I don't know who to believe. Listen, we haven't done it for a while. White Van Man. I thought there's some interesting questions raised today, and I think it might be nice to just put them, Carl.
I think we set Carl up again in the last hour as a person that people want to know his opinions on the world,
if you're not familiar with it, on Saturdays, the Sun newspaper, asks a typical white van driver questions, his opinions on the week's news, and we thought we'd throw these in the direction of Carl.
Good.
And then what do you make of, this teenage thug, Carl, Mickey Carroll, who spent 4 months in jail and he's won 9.7 million on the, lottery? Is that justice? When you think of all the good people that are going hungry? And there's a lad there and he's won...
Did he buy the ticket before he went in?
No, I think he bought it once he'd come out.
So he's done his time.
He's done his time.
Fair enough then, he's been punished.
Yeah.
Right? He's bought a ticket. He's had a lot of bad luck. Now he's having a bit of good luck.
Right, next one.
Are you concerned that now he's got all that money he could turn into like a sort of mastermind villain? Like a James Bond style villain? He's got a criminal streak, we know that. Is that a concern for you?
Well,
imagine that he could build some kind of underwater fortress.
We don't, with my lawyer's hat on, we don't know that.
Yeah, well. Well, he'd have to prove that he didn't have a criminal streak. I'd say you've been in jail for 4 months.
Yeah, well, sometimes people are bad because they haven't got any money, so he might be an angel of gold now.
Yeah. 1 in 5 children aged between 11 and 16 go on booze binge sessions at least once a week. That's terrifying news, isn't it?
Kids, they know too much now.
Yeah.
You despair.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Listen to this one, right?
Go on.
My dad had me niece in the car, right, running her to school one day, and she was in the back of the car with a mate, and they were chatting away about stuff like kids do. And he got onto the topic of one of the mates, who he said, I mean, you've got to remember, my niece, this point, was probably about 5 or 6, something like that, right? In the back of the car, talking about My Little Pony, whatever it is they play with. Subject changed. Oh, that Lisa in our class, she's a lesbian, isn't she?
Right.
That was that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Chatting away about it.
Just openly talking about lesbianism.
And probably, this is the topic that they're talking about in the pub when they're having one. Out drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might have thought a lesbian was a funny word or something. You don't necessarily know the ins and outs of it, do they?
It's weird though, isn't it? Because when I was younger at school, you didn't you swore a little bit, but it wasn't like major swear words, and you sort of did a little bit of nicking, but nothing like they get up to now. I mean,
my girlfriend, when she was about 7 or 8, she was walking to school with her mum, and she called her a C-U-N. Right?
You are joking.
No, she said, because she thought it was a big. She said she thought it was a big furry animal. She was being nice, and like, where'd you do that? Where'd you do that? Like, just heard it at school, so they might, they might not know what it means.
Well, I tell you, you know, I'm gonna have to use kind of euphemisms here to tell this story, but when I was at school, I learned, you know, the stronger version, it's not the same word, but it's very similar with one letter change. I'm gonna use twit.
Yeah.
You know the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna use the word twit to replace it, right? And I said, I went round.
You think they're twat?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's what I'm thinking of. And, so can I say it? Am I allowed to say it?
No, of course not.
It's weird though, because
No, hang on,
some people from Cornwall use that like saying twit. So if people listen in Cornwall,
Do you know what? A twit is a pregnant goldfish.
well,
Well, I learned the stronger version of twit.
Yeah.
Twat. For those that aren't sure. I learned this in school when I was like 10 or whatever, and I didn't know what it meant. I thought it was just a stronger version of twit.
Yeah.
I thought it was just if you were really annoyed with someone because they were a real twit.
Because I is worse than I.
Exactly, apparently. So, you know, Carl would be a twit. And,
Yeah.
and so I started using this at home, because I didn't realise what it meant. I started using this at home, oh, you twit, you're a twit, and saying it to my dad, you're a twit, you know, I'm not saying twit.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't know what it meant either.
That's great.
I couldn't believe. So he started using it as well, right? So then we'd be driving in the car, he'd be saying to my mum, you stupid, say to my mum, you don't, pull over, you're gonna bum it, you twat. And saying this. Then I learned at school from Mark Johnson what it really meant.
Yeah.
Stopped using it, obviously finding out it was quite an offensive word.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up to my dad. I didn't want to sit my dad down and say, Dad, you know that word we've been saying?
Yeah.
You know what it means? So now, to this day, I've never brought it out with him. So we'll be driving, you know, I go home for Christmas, we'll be driving around, he'll be calling my mum that word. Left, right and centre. I think she knows. I think she's just embarrassed. Or she's just upset and she knows what it means. She goes, why does he keep calling me this terrible word? But he's the only one, I think, in our family who doesn't know what it means. No one's got the guts to say. I don't know whether I should tell him this Christmas.
What a twat.
I know.
Good to hear that again.
Always good to hear that.
Suede. Animal nitrate. Carl's all flustered because there isn't a record set up, but he's getting all tizzy. He's been more worried about his competitions than sorting out putting records on ready. What?
I'm after sort of Steve's Song for a Lover.
Well, I'll tell you what, why didn't you carry on with your educating Ricky section? I'll have a look on the
We'll keep it going, Steve.
Yeah,
Cover
you
it.
keep
Go
it
on. Go on then, right, okay. We've had a few emails. Anyone got it right, Carl? Anyone got it?
Educating Ricky, that's the final one. We've got to get that out of the way.
We've got to get Rockbusters as well, though.
do that at the end, we can
Go on then.
But we've only got 5 minutes left.
Come on, just do Educating Ricky.
Right. God. The last one that we haven't done is he's a bit of a nuisance.
Go on then.
Again, not really that interesting.
Thanks.
No, like again, I spoke to you in the week, and he had much better things. Like when I tell you about Brian Blessed climbing Everest, and for some reason it made him it played havoc with his belly, and he followed through, and he had to clean up.
Shat himself.
Yeah, using ice and snow.
Why are you telling me that Brian Blessed? In what way is telling me that Brian Blessed shit himself once in any way educational?
Because I was saying how he was climbing Everest, right?
Right.
I give it to him. He's an actor and that, but he gave that a go.
Yeah.
Right. He played.
What's the point of that? You'd say, wouldn't you?
You'd say, God, he's you know.
Oh, so he's alright. Me doing a boxing match for no reason is rubbish, but him climbing Everest and shitting himself.
Yeah, he did that.
It's commendable.
Right, and he's only gonna, like, go and do it again. He's gonna climb it again.
Yeah, but he might not shit himself this time.
Yeah, but what's the point in going? Nothing's changed up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Should be.
Well, it has. They've probably cleared it up by now. Right, but, it's slip on it.
I can't even be bothered telling you this one, because...
Come on! Just
honest,
do it, or do it now!
Steve, how we doing?
Look, no, never mind that. Look, just tell me what that means. Oh, he's a nuisance. Oh, this is so annoying, Carl. I'm gonna go mental.
Right,
talk.
right, listen, I'm just putting this in here, right? Right, nuisance is a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah.
Apparently, the old fella who used to hang people... Yeah. He used to be able to tell somebody's weight just by looking at them. Right? That's a bit of a bonus fact.
We'll be the judge of that.
The thing that I wanted to tell you is, money for old rope, do you know what I'm saying? I can't even be bothered.
Yes, you're gonna tell me now. Come on, Carl.
Right,
I mean it.
Basically, money for old rope came from the... right.
What was all that about? He can tell someone's weight. What was that
bonus
for?
fact.
And Brian Blessed shitting himself. What are you... What? No, tell me that now. You nearly made me swear then. I'm getting really annoyed. I'm getting really... annoyed now. Tell me this back, Carl, or I'm gonna go mental.
Come on, Carl, time's running out.
Not that people years ago, when people used to be hung, right?
Right.
If you didn't like the person who's been hung, you'd go, God, I really don't like him. And so you never forget the time.
Even
when
if they're being hung, we take that as read.
Yeah. So they never forget afterwards to get the hangman to get the rope and to cut it up into little pieces, and he'd sell them. He'd sell the little pieces of rope to people. And
See, Carl, that's the most interesting thing, if it's true, that you've come up with.
Right, okay. And so so they sell the rope?
They sell the rope, and it's money for old rope.
Money for old rope?
Meaning, like, you know, God, it's easy to make money, that all they have to do is cut it up and sell it.
I'm cynical. Why do you need a holiday to you potter around? Your big day last week was going to the cobblers. So why do you need a break so much this week?
It's just that, you know, it's good for your brain and that, isn't it? It opens it up a bit.
You are not evidence for that.
Where did you go?
Gran Canaria.
For a week?
Yeah.
Just sitting around?
Well, there isn't much else to do at Gran Canaria. I mean, I don't want to go slagging a place off, because every time I seem to talk about somewhere, get into trouble for it.
Right.
But it's just like a big rock. It's just volcanic, innit?
And you must have looked like a little barnacle on that.
Have you been there before?
Been near it before, to another rock, which was just.
But
it was
what,
the
you
same
had your
sort of
fingers
thing.
burned, why did you go back?
Because you think, well, they can't have loads of these islands that are the same, like just a big rock with hotels on. They can't get away with it. So you think,
And they
well, the
obviously
next
are
one.
getting away with it. But why do you keep going to these places that are rocks? Why don't you investigate first? Ask your travel agent, is this a giant rock?
Because that's what you do, innit? You go and find out yourself. I mean, when Armstrong went to the moon, what was he expecting up there? That's a fact. That's a big rock, and he still went all that way.
I don't know what that point was.
No,
Fair enough.
so what I'm saying is, though,
What do you make of this place? You enjoy it, Gran Canaria? It was just a big rock, but did you
I bet the moon was better.
Really?
What did you do?
It was just it was big hotel, like big massive places where there's loads of people, and you know, you go for your dinner.
That describes a hotel.
Yeah.
No,
Sounds like that to me.
You've nailed that.
I've been to a few, that sounds like it.
No, but I thought, so there is stuff going on that I can chat about. Start a diary.
Sure.
You started a diary.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Did you keep it up every day?
Yeah, just
Oh, can I read it, please?
well, a diary is meant to be sort of.
Please, can I read some out on this podcast? Carl.
Some of it, though, is only relevant to me. It's sort of.
Oh, this is. Please give me it. Oh my God.
I mean, this isn't. I haven't just.
How big it is!
It's one of those desk diaries.
It's huge. It's about a foot long, and it's oh, that is amazing. Imagine if Anne Franks had been like that. As she got out, right? Everyone would have heard it clank down on the desk.
Yeah, but my writing's quite big, isn't it?
Oh look! Give us that.
Do you
Give us
know?
that.
Do you know about joined up writing? Have you
This
heard
is
about
There's
that?
no point.
Amazing.
Sometimes you can't read it, can you? So it's
Right.
best to
Okay.
look at ancient
look!
times.
Oh my God! It starts on the first day. This is wonderful. Going on holiday to Gran Canaria today. Woke up to the news that Tony Banks had died. There was a piece on the news about how everyone was shocked. Got me thinking about an invention that would be good. Right, a watch that counted down your life. If it says you've got 3 days left, go to the doctors. Told Suzanne about invention. She said she wouldn't buy one. But she said that about the iPod.
How would this device work? This watch? I mean, how would you know when you were about to die? Is that a concern? Again, not for you to worry about. Presumably the boffins and stuff.
No, all I was thinking is that Tony Banks fella, you know, he died and everyone was shocked about it. But if you had like a little watch on,
But how does it work? You can't just say, wouldn't it be good? How would this work? Yeah, I imagine you in the patent office going, got an idea. They go, oh, certainly, Mr. Pilkington, what's your idea? Watch, they're counting down your life. Oh, how does that work? What?
just wear it, just pop it on your wrist.
No, what do you mean, just pop it on your wrist? How does it work? Just pop it on your wrist. Brilliant. You're an idiot.
Well, it's interesting that he goes on. The flight to Gran Canaria was a bit bumpy. I thought about the clock that counts down your life again, and I wondered if it would know if you were going to die in a disaster. No, he's querying his own design.
He's wondering if it would know. He's invented this.
And now he's not even sure.
This is a brilliant diary. This might be the best diary ever written. Oh.
While sat listening to the Kinks on my iPod, I wondered if everybody thinks in their accent. I know I do. What's this? What are you talking about?
Just that, you know, when I've been sat there lying on the lounger, right, and I was thinking about stuff.
How do you know you think in your accent? Tell me a typical thought.
Because what I mean is, say if I was like, if I saw something, right? Do you know how I say like, oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, but
that was
I don't
being
have
said.
to. But when you think, I don't think the sentence is like I'm saying it. It's just a thought. The thought appears. It's conceptual and it's already there. It's not like I go, Rick, what? Just looking at that fellow over there, were you? Yeah, I was. Yeah. I was thinking it looks a bit weird. Oh, so was I. I don't think out whole sentences.
Whereas you have Carl, stop listening to the Kinks for a minute. Look over there. More cross-eyed people.
No, well, that's
Is that how your mind works?
In a way, yeah. And
Brilliant.
that's when because I thought,
Explains a lot.
It's great that he has to think about whole sentences.
because I thought that's weird, isn't it? Like I didn't think that's weird, isn't it? And I thought I actually think in my accent. And then I thought, does Stephen Hawking, does he, when he's doing his maths and that, is he? I don't know where he's from, so I don't know what his accent would be like.
I think he's from Kent or Cambridge or Oxford. Or something like
Right.
that.
So
So you think he might think in his
voice, in that voice,
his
box
computerised
thing.
voice?
Just wondered.
Had lunch inside today due to shite weather. Sat next to an old fella. Old men's ears and noses carry on growing as they get older. Suzanne noticed his fingers were fat too. Maybe they continue to grow. Suzanne didn't laugh when I said her arse had the same problem. Day 3, cloudy. Did you have a nickname?
Not really. I mean, there was a lot of people on the estate that I grew up on. You know, nicknames are big things on estates and that.
Yeah.
A lot of my dad's mates, right? What their nicknames did was tell you about them. Do you know how I said about the Elephant Man's a good name?
Yeah.
Because, like, you know what you're going to get. If someone said, Elephant Man's popping around in a bit, it wouldn't be a shock when he walked in.
Yeah.
Right? So it worked in that sort of thing. You know, so there was John the Screw, right?
John the Screw?
Yeah.
Whether he had sex a lot or he worked in a prison.
No, he had a DIY shop. so you had him,
Right.
right? There was Fred the Veg,
Yeah.
which is
I assume it's because he was at the same IQ as you.
Or he was in a coma.
Yeah.
Right.
there was my uncle Tattoo Stan.
All right.
Yeah, he had like loads of tattoos that he'd just done himself.
Oh my
Right.
God.
The problem was, because he did his tattoos himself, the ones on his left arm were really good. Because he was right-handed. On his right arm, rubbish. Right? So there was him.
Ah, great.
And there was Jimmy the Hat.
Jimmy the Hat.
Yeah.
Did he always wear a hat?
No, he didn't. That was the point there. That he never wore a hat.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
How can you pick up on someone never wearing a hat? How would you ever notice? I'll tell you what, I've noticed something about Jimmy. What?
Go on.
He doesn't wear a hat. why was he not called Jimmy the Parrot? Because he never carries a parrot.
No, but that's just the way. I mean, that's how they work in it. I mean,
Here comes Jimmy Three Legs. Why'd you call him that? He hasn't got 3 legs.
I didn't really have one apart from like I had a CB. You know, like when you'd go on a CB radio and have a chat to people.
Oh, this was a craze in the, was it late 70s, early 80s?
Sort of early 80s.
And it was just short band radio, wasn't it? Everyone had these little handsets and they'd speak to each other in the sort of local area.
Yeah, it was mainly. I think it started off with like
Lorry
truckers
drivers,
and
isn't it?
that.
Yeah, truckers, yeah, because there was that thing from like about 1977,
Convoy.
it was Convoy, yeah.
Yeah, so I had one of them, and the handle. I had two
Handle
different
mean
names.
is your nickname, your
Yeah,
name?
there's loads of code stuff.
Yeah.
I had a couple. I had there was Pilky 01, because
Right.
like I say, there's a lot of Pilkingtons and that in Manchester. So if someone wants Pilky 02, it's open. Do you know what I mean? They can have it. And then
That is people scrabbling for, I want a Pilky one.
and then because I did boxing and that,
Well, you did it once.
Yeah.
I'd Boxer Boy, because I thought that's quite a good image as well. That's kind of like people going, oh, don't mess with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he asks what your handle is, tell him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Boxer Boy and that. So just had them two, and I used to just go on there and.
Pointless. What is the point of this?
Well, you just meet people, don't you?
And you
So-
don't meet people, you say, what's your handle? You go, Box Boy, what's yours? Rubber Duck. Alright, cheers.
No,
It's
but then
ridiculous.
you'll say like, then you go, what's your 20?
What's that mean?
That's where are you?
Well, why don't you say, where are you?
Because just in case there's someone who's listening in who you know, you hear about this all the time, don't you? People listening, jotting stuff down.
Oh, right. So, just in case someone in the world doesn't know what handle means, they're out of the loop. They're out of the loop.
It's not a difficult code to crack, is it? If
Yeah.
you're trying to track someone.
It's hardly the head of the mafia talking to each other because the FBI are on the wire. It's ridiculous. Like, I go, oh, you keep saying that, wash your handle, and they come back with something else. I can't work out what's going on.
No, it's like anything, isn't it? That's what codes are all about, isn't it? You set them up and that.
Go on, and tell me the code then.
Reveal at long last to the world what
Yeah.
these codes are.
Right, so
Yeah.
what's your 20? Where are you?
This is better than the Enigma.
Yeah.
Right, now here we go.
Right.
How many candles are you burning?
Does that mean how big's your car or something like that? Horsepower or something?
See? No, that's
Oh,
how old
what
are you?
time is it?
No, how old are you?
What, how old are you? Okay.
Right.
How many candles are you burning, of course?
Yeah.
So what's the answer come back?
You go,
I'm 15.
14.
Brilliant. That code, there's no one gonna work that out. I wish you'd have kept a diary of this, because this has been fascinating.
Now and again, someone will come in and go, side on, right?
What's that mean?
And that means, like, there's someone sat there listening into this chat and going, this sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
And they want to join in, so they sort of go side on, you go, side on, bring it in, right? And they go, alright.
How many candles are you burning?
Yeah. What's your 20?
That's it goes round again.
Yeah.
See you later. What's your 20? How many candles are you burning?
Oh.
And, I mean, it seems to me that what you should have done is made a note the first time, so that when you then speak to them again, you don't need to ask them those questions. Can I just confirm that you're burning 15?
Athlete and Westside on XFM 104.9, sunny day, 2007.
It's going so well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Going so well, but
Ricky
then,
Gervais.
once again, the English language tripped you up.
The mouth with the tongue lips was all over the brain and talk. The brain and talk through the throat. Oh dear.
Oh, language is his tool. Look, I think we should do some introductions, because I think it seems to me every week everyone knows who you are because you're, the face of the moment, but they forget who, me and the K-Man are.
Well, with me, Steve Merchant.
Hi.
And the K-Man, who's our producer and friend. And can I just say that I really look forward to this show.
Oh.
Right, I get, oh great, we're going to do a show and we're going to play some tracks we like and have a laugh. But now I'm looking forward to meeting Carl.
Of course.
Honestly, I come in and I see his face and I go, alright. And I just great, like just a little friend. Do you know what I mean? You know when a kid comes around to play with him and you go, oh, can I come out and play? And it's like the little friends. It's like that with Carl.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
if we don't see him in the week, you see, we deliberately stay away from him in the week so that he'll be fresh to us.
It was, go on.
You start off friendly, like you did today, and as soon as Steve turns up, you start getting nasty and saying things about my little bald head.
No, I said, look, okay, right, listen, let me explain. Carl was making the tea, and you know those bins, the sort of like a round sort of Metal Mickey type bin that you can take off the thing? I went, oh, that would make a good little helmet. It would make it look like Metal Mickey because it's the same shape as his head.
Sure.
Right? And I put it on, and
So far, so good, Rick. No problem there. That's just two mates having a laugh.
right.
You're putting a bin on another man's head.
Right, right. So I put it on, and the swing bit, through gravity and the angle, swung and hit him in the nose.
Sure.
Right? He went, ow! And I went, I said something like, it's alright.
Yeah, of course, because you were being amused.
Yeah, I said, it's alright, don't worry.
Yeah.
And he went, no, I've just washed my hair.
Yeah.
That annoyed me.
That did annoy you, sure.
Because there was lots of, like, shit and coffee and horrible gunk on
In his
the
hair, or?
No, in in the inside of the bin.
Sure.
But what annoyed me is he's hardly got any hair.
Let's be honest, he looks
So-
like Moby.
Yeah, so I said, I took the bin off.
Yeah.
And I was having a laugh, and I thought, you
ruined my
twat.
fun is what
Do you
you
know what I
thought.
mean? I said, wash your hair. I said, we could do that now in 30 seconds. And he looked at me like I was in the wrong.
I know. Rick,
that-
that annoys me about
I
him.
know.
That doesn't annoy me
Yeah.
about him.
But
Otherwise, he's like childlike.
Yeah,
in so
he's
many other
great.
ways. He doesn't understand that he's hurting your emotions and your feelings.
yeah,
Rick.
but also, right, we were playing football, so I can't play football, right, and so we were playing
Was that
football.
just in the office, or?
Yeah, just in the
Right,
office
yeah.
before you came, right, and we were sort of kicking it back and forth, and I started kicking it a bit hard, and but he was quite good. I said, this is great, right, and we finished anyway, because we thought we'd break some, and I went, I bet you were quite good at football, weren't you? And I actually thought he looked like quite a natural, I thought he'd be good, he's from the north, and I thought that's all he'd have. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Right? And he went, I said, I suppose you're quite good at football, and he turned, the quick as flash, I went, I've scored once, right? He said, and that's because I was being chased by a bee. And I went, save it.
Yeah.
He went, no, I said, please save it, because I want to tell Steve that. No, you can continue now.
Please tell us the rest of the story. You've scored a goal once
Well,
because you're being chased by a bee.
Yeah, you've done it now, really. I was on the,
There must be more to that story, K-Man.
I was in the school team. I wasn't that good as a kid at football, to
Right.
be honest. Mainly down to, I think it's because of my dad wasn't into football.
Right.
I think that's the way it works, isn't it? If your dad's into it, then you could be a footballer when you're older,
Sure.
Yeah.
because you're into it. And, so I was in the school team because I got on with the other lads.
Uh-huh.
They let me in the team.
Popular guy, yeah.
And, yeah, I was stood there doing nothing because I didn't really know what to do. I never knew which way I was meant to be shooting.
Yeah.
Got all that messed up.
Yeah, that is a
I just stood there, right, and with my hands behind my back, and something landed on me, on like this part of my thumb.
You can't just point, it's radio.
It's this bit here.
Right, yeah.
The
base of
Fleshy
your thumb.
bit, the
Yeah.
fleshy bit of the thumb, yeah.
And I thought, oh, what's that? And I looked down, and
It's
it was
his
a bee.
thumb. Oh, it's a bee,
It
yeah.
was a bee on me. So I start running,
Yeah.
try to get away from it, and bees, actually something interesting about bees, more chance of getting stung by a bee in windy weather than any other sort of weather.
That's incredible.
Anyway, so I'm running away.
And he said there was no more.
Extraordinary. I've already learned many, many things. You're being chased by the bees.
So
Windy.
I'm running.
It's on your thumb, is it still on your thumb now?
Sort of gripping onto me like a stag beetle.
Clever.
I know he's
Or a bee.
yeah.
So I'm running, and I'm running towards, like, the goal.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And the ball comes to me.
Yes.
Wallop, get it in.
Brilliant. What happened to the bee there? Did it sting you?
They die, don't they?
I mean, ultimately it died, sure, but did it have that particular moment did it sting you?
this was probably about 20 years ago, so I imagine.
No. Once the bee stings
So
you,
did
that's
it sting
Yeah, but did it sting you?
Yeah.
Right, that was the question.
When did it sting you?
When I was playing football.
Carl, do you mind me asking, you say you're on the school football team. Was there just 11 boys at your school?
What do you mean?
you got in the squad?
Listen, Carl. All I mean is, at what point in this story did the bee sting you? Straight away?
After
or
half time.
Play a record, man.
Oh, he's the best! Depeche Mode, I Feel Loved, on XFM 104.9. It's about 17 minutes past 1 on
I
this
just-
Saturday.
Go on.
We'll never interrupt me when it's going that well.
Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking there.
That was my record. That was about 4 or 5 sentences.
True.
They
I don't
had
know what I was thinking. I was
semantics,
bored of it.
syntax, there was capital letters, full stops,
Yeah.
grammar,
You didn't
everything.
even get the time out, did you? What
Why?
time was it? Quick, what time was it? I interrupted,
17
sorry, I
minutes
should have.
past.
I was so eager.
1. XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais. With me,
Steve
Smirch,
Merchant. Smirch.
and the K-Man.
The K-Man, we're all giving ourselves nicknames now.
Yeah.
Can I just clear something up? This is only a very, very personal thing. Lots of people who listen to the show that I've spoken to, friends of friends and stuff, they think that I'm the guy that plays Gareth in The Office, because my voice is obviously very similar.
It couldn't be further than the truth.
That's so not the case. If anyone's listening, they
Couldn't
think
be
it's
further
me.
than the truth. It
I
could be
don't
like a
want to take
table
credit
playing
for
it.
Mackenzie's performance. That's a guy called Mackenzie
Yeah.
Crook. He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen his performance. It's not me. Admittedly, he has loosely based his accent for the character on my accent, because obviously it's a comical accent. We all admit that.
Yeah.
We'll agree with that. But that's it. That's where the similarity ends.
Yeah. Mackenzie's a good-looking fella, isn't he?
He's a good-looking lad.
I mean, that's not
You're not
what
having to dig at me. I know,
No.
because you're saying I'm a good-looking guy as well. You're just saying we're two differently good-looking guys.
Yeah, Carl, it's all people are all different looks. I mean, you could say Brad Pitt's good looking, and then you could say George Clooney's good looking, and they're both great looking blokes. They don't look alike.
Exactly.
So for me to say Steve and Mackenzie aren't alike, Mackenzie's a good looking fella.
Exactly.
You know,
just mean
if you
that I
did
just
a
said I'm
Venn
a good-looking guy in a
diagram
different
there, they weren't mutually exclusive. There would be a crossover of good lookingness.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that'd
in
be
that pool with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Wow.
Well, it's quite a big pool, Rick, and I'm in there, certainly with them.
Yeah. Not.
I mean, I'm in one of those Venn diagram circles.
You are. Yeah. You're over this one. See what's in there?
I noticed that's a separate one, floating off from all the others.
Yeah. Lizards and parrots.
Ah, right.
Okay,
Right.
so
it's good to be included in something now. It's good to be part of a gang, Carl. That's very important.
Yeah.
Right, if that's cleared up.
Depeche Mode there, and I Feel Loved. Who'd have thought Depeche Mode would have been that huge? I think I was seeing those little lads from Basildon with little plinky plonky sound. I thought they'd be like Visage or something. They're stadium rock fillers. They're huge. They conquered America. He went through some hard times. He came out the other way, and well done.
But see, I think what you just said there is a very good example of why they are and why certain other bands aren't. Because if you think about it, for me, you see, whenever I think of a band name, if I see a new band's come along or whatever, I always use a very simple test, which is, can you imagine that you're the announcer at a huge event? Maybe it's like broadcasting around the world, like Live Aid or
Nelson
something.
Mandela
Or it's
concert.
a Nelson Mandela Freedom concert.
Yeah.
And you can imagine
He's there. He's there.
Nelson's there.
Yeah,
They're
with
all
the
there.
Spice Girls.
Oh, they're all there. But you can imagine someone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Depeche Mode." It's
Yeah.
not good. Ladies and
Rolling
gentlemen,
Stones, The Who!
exactly. But you can imagine someone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Visage."
Ladies and
Really?
gentlemen, will you please welcome our headline act? Welcome Idlewild!
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Ned's Atomic Dustbin. It doesn't. Do you know what I mean? You just know.
The
it's,
Levelers!
some bands aren't going to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mega City 4. Do you know what I mean? It's
So
just.
it's a simple test. We'd like you to do that at
If
home.
you're thinking of starting a band, or you've just named your band, you're
Yeah.
just beginning, just phone in, tell us, or email in, tell us what your
Yeah.
band name is,
And we will
will
do-
use that simple
And
test.
we will do the test. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage
The Franken Walters.
Jimmy Eat World?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Cooper Temple Claws. I don't think it's going to happen for those lads.
Here's a good
It's a
one.
simple test anyway, but
100
email.
reasons, please welcome to the stage. 100 reasons.
100 reasons I think would work quite well. We're just going to give the email address, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.